Hello my Sayo Knights, welcome back to another video where today, I think, here's my hot take, it is the best chapter of JoJoLands.
I mean, so far, yeah.
Because the amount of content, the amount of action sequences within this
It
one
was
chapter, you get developments with the lore, we actually feel like we're moving in JoJoLands. It's crazy, I know.
they gave us the entirety of like the villain's like family history, and then they like gave us like major action scenes and like moved the fight along forward on both ends.
Yes, and Usagi in the background is literally dying once again. He's been dying for months.
Once again.
Please help this man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was a great chapter because you got major lore for the main villain, and you got like all the characters moving into their positions for like the main fight against these two stand users.
Yes.
What I was gonna say before the recording that I chose to say for the video was that I'm now under the impression that, considering how the last fight against Rohan and the cats lasted like a whole year before we got to this point, I feel like this fight's not concluding till at least February or March, as we enter the second year and then get our third villain.
Yes.
So I feel like that's going to be the theme for the next decade.
And this is only part 1. There's more on the way.
Well, it's part 9, but
No, it's Glory Days part 1 chapter.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the history to it. I like how they acknowledge that, like, yeah, so this dude just winded up on Hawaii when it was still a kingdom. And
He's an Italian sailor, dude.
Yeah, he's an Italian sailor. His family then changed the last name to the English version when America took over.
Yes.
And then, yeah, of course, like any good business, they get into manufacturing weapons. Look it up. Just about every business you can think of has done weapons.
So it's actually funny because it's not the mafia, it's just a billionaire. They're going up against a billionaire.
They are literally just going up against a rich dude, and you know what? More power to them.
Yeah, we're for it.
Nobody should own water.
Well, what's ironic about this is JoJo's goal is to become wealthy. So JoJo wants to become a billionaire by taking money away from a billionaire.
Yeah, but you know what? That's Robin Hooding, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it's like, I don't know if it's Robin Hooding. He's doing it for his own gain. I mean.
Well, yeah, because he's stealing from the wealthy, giving to the poor himself.
It's like a more messed up version of Giorno. I'm gonna be completely honest. Because Giorno at least did it for like the women and children.
Listen,
JoJo's like, nah, fuck that.
Let me explain this. Howler is a 6th generation billionaire. He did not work for any of that money. It was his family.
No, I know. Howler's not in the right. I'm just saying JoJo's also not in the right.
JoJo is a broke man. He is just trying to earn his living, you know?
Alright, I guess.
And but yeah, is he a little bit more fucked up version of Giorno? Absolutely, but that doesn't mean he is not, working to meet ends meet,
He is working, I'll give you that, by selling drugs to women, children, and the men. Not the men.
Yeah, it's called a job, Mitchell. Ever heard of it?
Yeah. I mean, it is better than Howler, which they report in this chapter, how if anyone goes missing on Howler land, the government's literally not able to look into it.
Can't even allow to go look. Yeah.
Which is crazy. Like, they're literally gods. Like, this Howler family, because not even the government will touch them. That's how insanely powerful they are.
So, like real life.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which it's like, I wonder what Rocky's trying to say here.
About
inheriting wealth.
What are you saying?
Yeah.
You're saying something.
How they'll like do anything in their power to make sure that they accumulate even more wealth and maintain their wealth, even if it means killing innocent people. That's kind of crazy, you know?
What did he mean? What did he mean by that?
What did Rocky mean by that? But I think the next thing, which is really funny. So remember how we were talking about like anyone could be a Stan user, and I was making jokes of like it's kind of obvious. But then you did mention that the 2 other people did look shady and could be potential Stan users, right?
And he just fucking shot them.
I was gonna say they're just dead now. They just got murked. That's like, I guess not.
You can't do that.
Also, it answered your question. It was like, how is no one noticing the gun? Well, they noticed the gun now.
Yeah, they noticed it now. They're all dead.
They're dead. To me, that was the craziest thing. Is like JoJo slowly piecing the pieces together of like, wait, is it the little girl? Because her nose is bleeding, right? Because she took damage in the fight.
Yeah.
And then the dude fires at him, and it's like, oh yeah, confirmed. Like now they know who they're looking for. But then now everyone's like dead, you know.
Again, Usagi's still dying in the background months later.
Like I still think the funniest meme that in my head whenever I think of Usagi, it's like, you know how are you doing, son? But it's like, how are you doing, Usagi? And Usagi just screaming incoherently in the background.
NDA,
MRI. But I don't know. I just think, yeah, I'm like looking at this panel and like everyone's like either dead or dying. I think that's the funniest thing, especially in a hospital setting too, which should be the opposite.
It's super fucking funny.
Yeah, I think Araki just like after part 8, he's just like, what if we just do more hospital things? Like murder people in hospitals, have fights take out in hospitals. I don't know. Araki's just like, the hospital's the perfect place for a story. I'm like, okay. Because he did it with the doctor,
hear me out.
right? And he did it with the rock people, that rock human.
Hear me out. Part 10 entirely takes place in the hospital.
The entirety of it. You don't leave the hospital room.
You do not leave. It's a medical drama. You do not leave the hospital room.
That'd be
And
so
we can
funny.
finally introduce my long proposed Mexican JoJo, Jose Joestar.
Jose Joestar. The long awaited one. That was hinted at in part 2, but never fully. Remember when Araki did that in part 2? Where it's just some random kid that survived, like that first Pillar Man's attack, and then everyone's like, he looks like, is he gonna be like the successor? Is he gonna be the next JoJo for part 3? Never see him again. Never gets addressed. That one kid, right?
Yeah.
But
Fucking remember Shizuki Joestar, the random baby.
oh yeah, that we never get addressed because Jolene literally has to fight a guy who reshapes reality itself.
And we never see her again.
And to be fair, we never see her from the start.
Josuke got a whole fucking side adventure with Whole Horse, is all I'm saying.
That's kind of funny. Oh, I mean, we technically, what was it? It was George Joestar, right? The Joseph's father. We get a side story with him, right?
Okay. Yeah, that never got adapted.
I know, but like we still got a story compared to some other the other JoJos.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you want to be like real here, part 1, because I read the manga for part 1, the anime actually cut a lot of part. They really just wanted to get to part 2.
That's fair.
They kind of like, I've heard a lot of people say they have pacing issues with part 1, and I think those are anime only people, because a lot of the pacing issues, in my opinion, comes from like the stuff they cut from part 1. And I understand why they cut the very first panel of the manga, where it's an Aztec sacrifice ritual, just so you can get right to the carriage crash to like start with the carriage crash. I get that, but like I still feel like that scene should have been 1, included somewhere, and 2 is too iconic not to include.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now I'm just talking about my problems with the part 1 anime, but yeah, this new chapter.
Yeah, long tangent, but
long tangent.
dude, it reminds me of Night of the Hunter. Have you seen that old film?
I've not seen Night of the Hunter.
So Night of the Hunter, it's about this.
Night of the Hunter. Yes, I have seen that actually.
So remember in Night of the Hunter, it's about like this one guy who like is like the stepfather that marries into this family of 2 kids. But then he like is crazy, so he murders the wife.
Yeah.
And then has to he's like pursuing the kids with like a gun. This is what it reminds me of. Is like JoJo being chased by this one
Mode.
dude, and you know he's a skilled fighter because he fire again. Slow bullets, you don't think they would be useful, but you can actually change the direction and time it. So like when JoJo was about to attack him, he realizes he already fired it in that direction.
The bullet's already been fired. Yeah.
Yeah, which is like insane, right?
Yeah. No, because like, you know, JoJo thought he tricked him, and then he goes to attack him and like, ah, shit. Here it comes. It's going to kill me.
Dom, I just realized something at the end because I was like watching it. You know what? You know what hurts worse than being shot by him?
What?
The fact that I read this series will be on hiatus next issue. The series will resume an Ultra Jump December issue, which goes on sale Wednesday, November 19th.
Wait, that's 2 whole months. That's 2 months.
Why would they do that to us? I mean, it was a great chapter, but why?
What the fuck? No. I need the conclusion. Rocky.
You can't just end it there. JoJo's in a bathroom, so he's on the toilet. He slipped. He knows where it is. He can't breathe.
I guess that's a 2-month break for me and a 2-month point of nothing going on in my life once again.
Oh no. How could you do that?
Boy.
Oh, I also love how he like mentions like he's a boy.
Yeah.
Like I have experience. I'm gonna kill this. Yeah, he's going after a 15-year-old.
This is a child. Why is this harder than it has to be? I should be able to kill him no problem. And
yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, that's stand users. You give a stand to a baby and they become invincible.
Well, they actually become invisible, but...
Well, I was referring to the baby in part 3, where he can invade your dreams. I
was the baby in part 4.
Yeah, I know. 2 different babies.
The power to turn ability.
Or if you want to go really technical, the baby in part 6, who literally... like is like a green monster that will literally like do everything in its power to like not have you pursue it.
The baby in part 6 is just a stand. It's not even a real baby. It's just a stand.
That is fair. That is fair. But yeah, overall,
like
I think overall I think this is a really good chapter. You know, I get why he fell in love with the girl. Again, I think the character designs really good, right?
Yeah.
And I must say, this first founder, I don't know if he's corrupt or not, or if it's corruption over the years with his generations, but man struck it rich, dude. Not like both literally as in like he accumulated so much wealth because of his ingenuity, but he also married like this beautiful girl and had this awesome family, you know? Now, I don't know if it's like...
You're just out here simping for this one panel character. Understandable. Have a nice day.
Well, no, I'm just like, this is dope with him. But I don't know. See, here's the thing. Is he corrupt? Because he worked for his wealth and accumulated it well? Or was it corruption over the years because they got so insanely powerful that his future generations became like obsessed and messed up, you know?
No, I personally believe that this man worked hard for his wealth and then just immediately went corrupt.
You think he went corrupt once he accumulated, or do you think it's like his children, his children's children?
I think once he accumulated it, like I don't know. I mean, it's entirely possible that he was already corrupt to begin with and then just amassed that wealth. He worked like you can be like a corrupt person that's not wealthy, and then work hard to attain your wealth and just be wealthy and corrupt. Like, yeah, wealth corrupts, but like you can be corrupt before you gain your wealth.
Yeah. I know that. Yeah. I'm just curious because I'm like, he's an Italian sailor.
Yeah. Don't you know? Just can't trust them. Can't trust those Italians.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm gonna say it's just an interesting thing to think about because it's like I've seen also cases where it's like someone with the best intentions with the most wealth who actually end up turning well. Like it's like the dilemma, right? Where it's like, have you ever met like a kid who's like just awful, right? Terrible human being, and then you meet his parents, and his parents are like the nicest thing ever, right? And you're like, where did it go wrong?
Bakugo. You have described Bakugo.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. But like it could be an instance of that where I've seen it where it's like, I don't know. It's just something to put up in the air. I'm not saying it's one way or another. I'm just saying it could be, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. My final thoughts on all this is that, you know, shout out to Araki for absolutely being historically accurate on the Italian family having to change their last name to English because of America's just absolute hate boner for Italians at the time. Really fucking cool of him.
That's funny.
You know?
Yeah, also, thank you, Araki, for giving Bobby Jean some of the coolest action scenes. You know, just a guy with a gun in the hospital, you know.
We love guy with a gun.
Well, that, but then also, like, Bobby Jean's also, like, an expert marksman, you know. Clearly, like, I don't know, I love, like, there's a difference between sand users with guns and then sand users with guns who know how to use them. And we've gotten in two so far.
Gun off. Whole Horse or Bobby Jean.
Exactly. So, yeah, Araki's been cooking. It just sucks how we have to wait for his next meal.
Well, actually,
2 months.
No, not 2. We have 3 because Mista.
Oh, Mista, yeah.
I guess.
Well, okay, is it
Mista's
the
more
gun itself or is it okay?
No, it's not because like. Well, I mean, it's Bobby's jeans isn't like he.
I thought it was. Is it the bullet? Like how? What does his stand look like?
Like, the gun. I think the gun was a physical gun, or.
Well, what's slowing down the bullets? Are the bullets the stand?
Well, his stand. The bullets could be the stand. That's entirely possible, but like that would kind of be a hindrance if you needed a real gun to use his stand. Although there are a lot of stupid stands like that, like the fucking electrical tower in Part 4.
That's fair. You know what?
You know.
Fair point. Fair point.
That's a physical electrical tower, but like the guy just can't leave it. That's the stand.
You just get trapped in it.
He's trapped in his own stand. He needs somebody else to fucking replace him. He's roommates with an alien now.
Yeah, imagine your stand is like electrical tower. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think that's like the funniest thing.
Imagine your stand is if somebody looks at your back, you die.
Yeah. Oh, let's get into the conversation. Or, you know, what if your stand is like you literally die and then your stand gets activated?
Man, I really love that Part 3 is like there was no such thing as like there weren't great stands, but there's no such thing as a bad stand. And then you get to, except for like Holly's, but like that was just, you know, the stand was literally just she couldn't control it, so it was killing her.
Yeah.
But Part 4 is it's like, hey, what if you could control your stand, but like it sucked, and like it was the first time ever like where Araki was just like, yeah, you might want to say no to that because of, you know, the off chance of how fucking horrible it's gonna be, you know?
Yeah, that and also like you have
the Green Dragon.
Well, like also you have that one stand in Part 7 or Part 6 where the dude literally is just trying to hang himself because he's depressed, but because he hangs himself, you're connected to him, so you have to save him.
you have, yeah, you're forced to kill yourself as well.
Yeah.
And then there's my all-time favorite stand, the fucking Green Dragon.
Oh, not the Green Dragon.
From Part 6, you remember what I'm talking about?
The feng shui, right?
Yeah, it's like some weird luck thing I don't understand whatsoever.
It's all about directions, and whatever direction you are, either blesses you with good luck or bad luck, or like blocks the attack.
And like the guy doesn't even control it. He's also then like indebted to the fate of luck from this dragon.
It's so, like, what's even like the point of the dragon then, right?
And then like the dragon like is like it's a conscious stand too, so he's like kind of an asshole about it to the guy. It's like, motherfucker, you are my fighting spirit. Help me.
Like, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
Nah, feng shui. I definitely butchered that pronunciation.
Yeah, I know. I already butchered it too. But yeah, overall though, you know what's funny? What if JoJoLands is literally just, it's like a Team Rocket thing. It's just Bobby Jean and the girl just chasing them the entire time. And it's like a Tom and Jerry cat and mouse. What?
That would be fucking hilarious if it was Team.
Or
I think the funniest.
or you know, it'd be
dynamic-
funny if they were chasing him, right? And it's
The
like they kept coming
funniest
back like
dynamic.
whole horse, and then you deal with other stand users, but then they get like shot in the process. It's
In
like,
the-
aha,
in the
I'm a
background.
stand user, and then they get shot.
We
by
got you.
RPG.
I think the funniest dynamic in all of fiction is Team Rocket. I'm gonna shout out my favorite piece of Japanese media right now, Super Sentai right now. They have Ash Ketchum voicing a robot, and then like the main villain group is just Team Rocket. They have their own Meowth and everything. More shows should have Team Rockets. Is what I'm saying. Basically, just like a duo villain pair with like their weird ass little pet thing. In this case, their stands that just like they fail at every turn in the most comedical way possible
Mhm.
against literal children.
Yeah. I don't know. I also think the funniest trope in all of fiction is like big bad mastermind, like 42, like 50-year-old old man who's been plotting this for decades, right? And he's
Spoiled
about
by
to
children.
achieve victory and become a literal god. 12-year-old boy
Yeah.
comes along, 15-year-old boy comes along, immediately wrecks his
it's-
plan.
Well, you see, Mitchell, they had the power of friendship.
That is true. That is fair. Also, like, I also love like the final confrontation. The child will just get some random power boost at the very end and absolutely win for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's good. But anyways, JoJoLands. That was our chapter 19 breakdown of JoJoLands. And oh yeah, we also learned last thing. He has more than one stand, or she has more than one stand that's gonna come in and invade Usagi. So while Usagi is literally trying to stop the attack from like that one, there's like 4 more that appear, right?
Yes.
So it's like, oh great, Usagi may not live through this, but then that that means he's probably gonna live through it somehow. Or Jodio is probably gonna somehow stop her.
Hopefully.
But yeah, I
We'll
think
see.
great chapter once again. Great. I think great panels, great art from Araki. Like again, and I just think it's really funny how it just reminds me of part 3 at the end when Dio like comes out and like just murders those bystanders, right? Because he freezes time and then he kills the cat.
I know he
Yeah,
literally
right.
just kills people in the middle of his fight.
Yeah. That's how I feel about
Yes.
like Bobby Jean here. He's just like, I don't care anymore. I'm going crazy. I don't care who gets in the way. So, yeah, I would say this is 9 out of 10 chapter.
Yeah. No, I agree to that. No arguments.
All right, that's fair.
It's peak cinema.
Yeah, we get
What do you want
good
me to say?
backstory. We get
Yeah.
of like our villains. We get more context. We get progression with the fight. And yeah, I mean that's all you need. That's all we need right now. This is what JoJoLands needed. So, yeah, I think that's gonna be pretty much it. Any last parting words, my companion Indomitable?
JoJo.